Hey everybody, Brian Tro coming to you from Mossy Creek Fly Fishing. The date today is Monday the 18th, and as you can see, we've got quite a bit of snow. It started sleeting last night at about 4 a.m., woke me up, and sometime around, I don't know, 10:30 this morning, it switched over to snow, and it's just a super nasty April day. So we're right back in winter. So everything we talked about in January and February kind of applies again. Up high in the mountains, there's a lot more accumulation than there is down here. They're calling for up to 6 inches on the Allegheny front, a bunch of accumulation up in Shenandoah National Park. So anything above 3,000 feet, and it's going to be a lot whiter than it is here. This is supposed to go on all day today, which is pretty unusual for this late in the year for us to get accumulating snow in the middle of the day. And it's supposed to carry on into this evening. Tomorrow is going to be really cold as well. I think I saw a high of like 41 or 42 down here in the valley floor. So freezing temperatures the next couple of nights. And then the good news is we're going to be right back up into the 70s and get this stuff burned off. Might take a couple days for the water temps to go ahead and rebound, and hopefully be back to fishing some dry flies and having some good spring action. So again, if you were planning on the next few days, if you're not from this part of Virginia and you were planning on going up into the park or the Allegheny front into the George Washington to fish, just know there's going to be a good amount of accumulating snow up there. Some of the roads are going to get kind of nasty. And even down here this morning, the roads were getting slick because the sleet was piling up. So once these temps warm up a little bit, the air temps warm up, the water temps go down. So depending on how much snow there is and how long it takes to burn off, we're going to take a good dip with our water temps across the board. So if you're going to go brook trout fishing the next 2, 3, 4 days, this may set back your dry fly fishing a little bit, okay? If you're going to be down on the spring creeks, same thing. We were just starting to get some sulphurs popping. We were just starting to catch a few here and there on Caddis, and this is going to knock the water temps back down a few degrees. So up the mountains, nymph fishing, wait a few more days, and then hopefully those March browns, those Hendricksons, those black Caddis that have all been showing up, and everybody's been enjoying fishing. Hopefully by like Thursday, Friday, with this warm air coming in, those will be back on the menu. Down here on the spring creeks, get back down to fishing your sculpins and your dead drift and your nymphs, your heavy stonefly nymphs, and then hopefully again by Thursday or Friday, we'll be back to having fish look up. On our larger streams, our warm water fisheries, we were really just starting to drop off. The water levels were just starting to get good over the last few days on our bigger streams. Had a couple of guides out looking. We've seen some nests. We've seen some males starting to sweep. Sometimes I'll go through that motion several times. This would be the smallmouth bass on our bigger rivers. And we'll see how much precipitation this puts into those bigger streams. We'll see how much they come up. Hopefully not a lot. Snow and sleet melt into the ground water better than just like a heavy rain, and so hopefully this won't bump our river levels up too swift. So look for these fish to be sweeping nests. The cold shock from the snow melt may put a pause on it for a few days before they kind of get back to the motions, but we'll keep you all up to date on when we think these fish are going to spawn. Once they're paired up and once they're on the nests, you're not going to catch them. You shouldn't target them. And then we'll kind of update you from there when they move off, etc. So all in all, it's going to be a beautiful week minus today and tomorrow. And even once Wednesday comes and Thursday comes and your temperatures rebound, you're still going to have to deal with the repercussions of this a little bit. So I know it's like everybody said, like in the middle of March, oh, this will be our last storm. And then a week later at the end of March, they said, oh, this will be our last snowstorm. And then last weekend it snowed some in different places around here. Hopefully this is the last one. But anyway, it's hope you all had a great Easter. I hope you've been enjoying the nice spring weather up until this. And we're going to get right back to it. So put your dry flies on standby, grab your nymphs, grab your streamers. We'll keep an eye on the big rivers and kind of let you guys know what the fish are doing. We're starting to get into that prime time for the fish to move in and begin their spawn. And then after that, we'll have the largemouth moving in to spawn. We'll keep you up to date on that. The muskie are doing their thing right now. They're typically wrapping up by the beginning of May. So we'll do our best to keep you up to date and keep an eye on Mother Nature. All right, talk to you again next week.